What's going on, you guys? Froster, and I'm back with another video. Today's video I'll be doing an in-depth Wukong jungle guide. This champion right now is actually pretty damn ridiculous. He snowballs like a monster. He has so much one-shot damage that you can't really even do anything about if you come from the correct angles with your W and enough movement speed. You can close a massive distance and the one-shot just comes out of nowhere. I would definitely recommend trying this champion out. He's very fun to play. He is just a one-shot machine, and I think you'll have a great laugh just playing him straight up. And yeah, this is just gonna be me explaining you guys how to play this champion properly. So, the runes you want is, you want Electrocute for sure. You need as much early game damage as possible. Also, your burst combos are gonna be generally a three type damage combo, so it's gonna be E, auto attack, Q, and that's gonna easily proc the Electrocute in every situation. And then, yeah, you just get a massive burst out of that. Now, you don't want to get Dark Harvest on Wukong because it just really hurts your early game a lot, and Wukong cannot afford that. You need to get as much going in the early game as possible, so you need to get Electrocute to make sure you get the most burst damage you possibly can to try to get the snowball going by picking up those kills. Sure, Dark Harvest gives more damage late game, but you really do not want to get to very late game on Wukong, as he does fall off a little bit, and you just take Electrocute is the better option. Then you want a sudden impact because you are dashing with E or coming from stealth, so that's going to give you a nice added bonus, like lethality, I suppose. So they have less armor, you deal more damage. Is really what you want. Alright, here you can go eyeball collection or zombie ward. It's really up to you. I'd say lower elos, eyeball collection is better. Higher elos, zombie ward's better, just because of the vision control used in those elos. And yeah, so take eyeball collection there. And then at this point, I take Relentless Hunter on Wukong because you want to get as much movement speed as possible, combined with like the second tree, which is going to be Celerity and Water Walking. Relentless Hunter with those two combined is going to give you a lot of roam speed, and then also if you get mobility boots, which I do get on Wukong, you're going to be able to run a really far amount of distance in stealth. So you're going to be able to just flank people completely from like random places without them being able to see you. And yeah, it's just the best way to go on Wukong. Now, moving on to the item build. The item build of Wukong is pretty straightforward. Just start with the Hunter's Machete, because you auto-attack mostly. You don't really use any skills to clear your camps apart from your E. So the Hunter's Machete is going to provide you with the most, and then also the refillable potion. Now in Jungle Wukong, it's pretty important to remember that your skill order is very specific in the early game. And with that specific skill order, you have enough sustain from the refillable. If you do start with, if you instead of going what you should go is E into W, if you go E into Q and you do not have 3 health potions, you are gonna get destroyed in your jungle. Because you're gonna take a lot more damage, and you need extra health potions to be able to sustain. So if you just do it properly and take E into W, refillable potion is enough health for you. Now, initially the first item you want is the Tiamat on Wukong. Wukong's jungle clear isn't the best. He doesn't really have any AoE damage. Sure, his E hits multiple targets and his W can hit the entire camp, but that's really not enough to efficiently and quickly clear your jungle. So that's really why you pick up a Tiamat in the early game. Also, Tiamat can be very nice to potentially help you with hitting an Electrocute proc. If there's a situation where you're not able to hit your E auto attack Q, and you can then EQ and then Tiamat proc, or E Tiamat proc Q, or something like that, that's still gonna allow you, that's a little bit of an extra thing you could also use it for. But this item is mainly just used for a faster jungle clear, because Wukong needs a little bit of help with that. And if you do not get this item, you're actually gonna fall quite behind in experience / gold. So that's definitely not something you want. Sure, you can get a lot of kills, but then if you have no farm to back that up, then you're not gonna be a lot stronger than the enemy jungler, like a Graves, for example, that would have farmed just completely easily all of his camps really fast. So that's why you pick this item up, and that's why this item is a must. Now after that, the next couple of items just depends on how much gold you back with, really. There's mobility boots, which is going to be very good on Wukong because this synergizes really well with Relentless Hunter and also the Celerity and Water Walking. This pretty much means that you can just press your W, run for an insane distance in invisibility, and just one-shot somebody. Like, yeah. So that's the one item, and then Duskblide's the other item. The components of this, like, you can buy some regular boots with like whilst you're building like your Tiamat. So if you have 1,000 golds, you can go like double longsword boots, all that type of stuff. Mobility boots generally are quite cheap, only 900 gold, whilst most boots cost like 1,100, so that's pretty nice as well. And if you have like 1100 gold, you can also just get the serrated dirk as well, because it's going to give you a serious amount of burst. So this just completely depends, but this is your core build. This is what you really want to get as fast as possible every game. And upgrading your jungle item really doesn't matter too much. You can upgrade this by just getting a blue smite at some point, but really your aim is to get a Tiamat into a Duskblade as fast as possible with like mobility boots. So that, and then after this, it is still a very valuable item, and it's still worth like a lot for its gold. And blue smite's very useful on Wukong, because you will be able to burst them harder and also chase them better with your ultimate if they do like flash away or something like that. So you E engage with auto attack Q, and then you ult but they flash, and then with this blue smite you will be able to catch him a lot easier as well. So that's like type of your core build. This is what I quite literally build every game. And then I follow this up with another item called Storm Razors. Oh, that's not spelled right. Storm Razors is a pretty ridiculous item on burst champions, because it is a guaranteed crit on your initial auto attack. So you are gonna just walk on people with your W, and then just E, and then with the auto attack you deal the Storm Razors crit guaranteed, and then also the Duskblade proc into the next Q. That's pretty much gonna delete anybody, because that's gonna proc your Electrocute, proc your Duskblade, get a guaranteed crit of Storm Razors, and then also Storm Razors give you a pretty good amount of movement speed boost. So in general, Storm Razors just does a lot for Wukong, and this item combination, Duskblade Storm Razors on Wukong, is one-shotting everybody. Like you can easily pick your Storm Razors up before your Duskblade. You don't even have to build this warrior, really. It is kind of situational if you have the gold for it. It's a very valuable item that you can still pick up for sure, but it's not crucial. You can also still go with like a Ghostblade as well, and there's just a lot of like burst items apart from this. The main combo you need to get is Duskblade Storm Razors with the Tiamat for your jungle clear and then mobility boots. These 4 items are like 100% key. The rest is kind of situational and whatever you want to pick up, really. There's a bunch of armor pen items that help as well. Nope. The Giant Slayer, or sorry, not Lord Dominic's Regards, gives you 35% just straight up armor penetration. That's a lot of armor pen. Then also you have the Black Cleaver, which is going to give you an insane amount of armor pen as well. You can also pick up some potential lifesteal in the form of like a Death's Dance, or maybe a Bloodthirst or anything like that to give you like more sustain. I usually, if I need more sustain, pick up a Death's Dance, because this is going to apply to all of my physical damage. And since Wukong does a bunch of it, you're going to be able to sustain through quite a lot. So if you're facing more tanks, then later in the game, after you have like these 2 items, or maybe like these 4 items, so let's say you have like the Lost Whisper with the Storm Razors and then Duskblade, and like these 4 items right there, you can then follow it up with like a Death's Dance to be able to sustain. So there's a bunch of options you have there, really. As long as you pick up some damage, you should be good. Now the final item that I do want to mention here still is the GA, because this item is going to give you a second life, which is very valuable. You generally will dive in a lot, and later in the game, to avoid kind of getting one-shot, really, you can pick up a Guardian Angel to make sure that like you can go in, one-shot somebody, maybe prop your ultimate even, and then get like GA'd, and then come back to life to one-shot one more person or something like that. That's really the option. So generally a full build would look something like this. So you have the Duskblade there, you have the Storm Razor there, mobility boots, which you can switch for different boots later. I usually don't, because I don't find it that necessary, because mobility boots just with your W combined just help you catch people a lot easier. And then you can pick up something like a Lost Whisper right there. It's 4 items, Death's Dance, and a DGA. Death's Dance then can provide you with lifesteal, to against like higher HP or like tanks or all that you might not be able to kill straight up. And then DGA is going to give you a second life. This could be an option. You could still go for like more burst in Ghostblade right here, and then still pick up the Lord Dominic's if you need it. But usually if you're facing a lot of squishies, then Ghostblade, Duskblade will be more than enough armor pen for you, so you can then skip this item and then get the Death's Dance and DGA right as well. So there's a bunch of options. Generally at this point, if you guys just build some damage, you should be good. As long as you get these 2 core items, then that's about it. If you guys have questions on this build, make sure to put those in the comments below. If you guys have enjoyed this video so far, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button as well. And yeah, let's just get right into the gameplay now. Alright, welcome to the gameplay section of this guide. As you can see, I'm playing Wukong, of course, into a Nocturne. Nocturne, one of the more popular picks right now. Honestly, he did get a slight nerf already this patch, but it's gonna be an interesting opponent, to say the least. Right now, though, Wukong is a very strong pick, actually, because just the sheer amount of one-shot potential you have is insane. Like, you can easily snowball games just out of control by yourself, as long as you put enough early pressure down and you take the right runes with it. You will just be able to snowball pretty much any game at really any elo. If you just get going, it's over. So, just make sure you focus on that early game and then you should be good. Now, a couple things you have to do as Wukong, which are going to be very important, is to take a specific skill order when it comes to clearing your jungle camps. So you always want to start your E just simply because it gives attack speed as well. So it's going to up your like initial clear. Plus you have the leash from your bot lane, which is going to be very helpful to you since you will take almost no damage from just a standard clear. Then going from there, or like a red buff or whatever. If you are on the other side of the map, by the way, if you are starting blue buff, you could just do blue buff into Gromp. And then do this, take 2 small wolves and put your clone there so you don't take any damage from the camp really. You take like maybe 1 or 2 hits from it. And then you just take blue buff right after. With the way the jungle experience works right now, this specific clear is going to give you the fastest way to level 3, which is definitely something you want. Right there I saw Nocturne mid lane, so I was like, am I going to have to respond to this, yes or no? And I decided not to. I just hear, and then you hit level 3 off that by just doing that type of clear. Which is very important to do and very important to remember on Wukong, because you need to put pressure down as fast as you possibly can. If you can force a flash or potentially even get a kill on Wukong this early in the game, you can really snowball it from there, because this champion just snowballs so well. He has so much damage and so much one-shot potential with the items that are in the game right now. And just his kit in general, it's pretty painful for the enemy. So right now I'm just taking the Scuttle Crab, because Scuttle Crab is worth. On Wukong, you really don't have a good way of clearing Scuttle Crab, but yeah, it is okay. If you get enough damage and you get enough armor pen, you'll get there eventually anyway, but yeah. Now at this point, I'm just going to start looking for Nocturne, because I am stronger than him at this point in the game, and right there I find him. So I just walk at him so he doesn't see me coming. I auto-attack him first since I got the chance for that. The thing you got to remember here is that don't use your E initially if you don't have to. If you can just walk up to him and then like start auto-attacking him, start using your Qs and all that type of stuff, that is better than just using your E straight up to get to him, because at that point you will not have like a way to catch him again if he were to flash, or if the champion itself has a dash already. So you have to remember to always try to walk up as much as possible and then use your E later on to catch people with that. Alright, here I tried to go top lane, but the bait from Garen, I believe, was pretty bad. I think that I was on my way right here. So then he, like, tried to bait Jax back in a little bit. Jax jumps back. If he didn't flash this, though, but actually tried to run down just a little bit longer, and potentially then flash, then I would have been able to kill the Jax. But Jax survived that way. I just helped Garen push this in. I just helped Garen push this in so he gets a chance to back. Even though Garen does have a good amount of sustain, just giving your top laner that room to back is going to be very good for him. Now right here, this first back, I should be able to get, yeah, double longsword with a rejuvenation bead. The thing I do on Wukong is I rush a Tiamat, as I mentioned before as well. Tiamat rush on Wukong is pretty much essential because it gives you a way to actually just clear your jungle properly. Wukong doesn't have the most AoE damage. He has like his E for a decent amount, and then you can use his W as well a little bit. But generally speaking, he is pretty much a single target type of champion. And you have to make sure that you take a Tiamat to be able to keep your farm at a high, like at a good amount, whilst also looking for ganks. Alright there. Bot lane was fighting. I'll go back a little bit. We don't want to see that. TF got ganked. Alright, right there I smited it, mainly because bot lane was getting in a fight right here, and I noticed that. So, usually if you're full HP, smiting it, unless you have 2 smite stacks, is not worth it. I say 2 smite stacks because if you have 2 smite stacks and you're sitting on those, then you might as well use one. But yeah, I didn't have it, but I used it just because I wanted to get to this fight. So right here, I just wanted to go for this Jinx that's in a bubble. So I flash on him. I flash E on him. He sadly did have flash still and barely gets out because I don't think I played this right. Let me go back a little bit because I don't think I E auto attack then Q'd in that situation. No, back to me. Right, what did I do? She flashed. Yeah, okay, I didn't get the chance to do the auto attack, I suppose. Because the one thing you need to do if you're going to lead with E on like any enemy really is you make sure you lead with E, then auto attack, then Q, because your Q gives you the 125 increased range, and if you auto attack first, then your Q is gonna have a longer reach to be able to get people that run away. If you Q instantly after hitting your E, then it's gonna be less likely for you to get your auto attack off after that. Plus Q is an auto attack reset, so it's gonna be faster burst. So right there, I sadly didn't get the auto attack because she flashed it in time, so that's why my electrocute didn't proc on her, and that's why she survived, sadly. But I still managed to trade like a 1-for-1 in bot lane by you doing that gank. TF did sadly die though, but yeah. Now right here, this wave will push to the enemy side, so I tried to just push it a bit faster. I was expecting Jinx to back at this point, but she actually stayed. So I just pushed this in as fast as I possibly can to get it in the turret so Jinx loses the most. What I didn't expect though is that the Jinx stayed on like 100 HP, and yeah, she still got all the farm. Now at this point I come back, I get my Tiamat, which is a very crucial item spike for you as a jungler on Wukong jungle, because it's gonna allow you to get your like jungle clear in properly, and from here you just build one-shot damage. Now at this point I'm just looking for some Scuttle Crab control because it is pretty important to keep on top of those Scuttle Crabs if you have the advantage over the enemy jungler. I am stronger than a Nocturne right now, so I need to make sure that I keep that Scuttle Crab control over him and keep picking those up when they spawn. It's a very important thing about jungling right now that you keep that control over that Scuttle Crab because it's worth a lot of gold and experience as well. Now right here, I was looking for a gank on top lane, but I saw that Nocturne was collapsing on me, so I didn't want to pincer myself between Jax and Nocturne because that would be my death, so I walked to the side and out of that one. I'm almost level 6, which is going to be the next power spike Wukong has. I mean, actually his first power spike, honestly. Wukong's early game isn't the greatest, but if you do this clear I did in this guide, in this specific way, with your E and W and then clear the wolves and all that, you have a level 3 power spike that you can still use quite early on. So those are really your 2 power spikes, and then the next power spike comes when you hit a little bit more items, like a Duskblade for example. Now right here, this is just pretty like coordinated with TF, just a nice gank on bot lane. We saw the play going in here, TF ults. TF throws the stun card on Jinx because we know she doesn't have flash. I told him that because she used it earlier to get away from me. And then we just pick up a free double kill. Also, I still have my ultimate, so I'll be able to use that in another gank as well, which is very nice. If you don't have to use your ultimate in a gank on Wukong, it is better to keep it, or try to keep it as much as possible, because it's just gonna allow you to get a next gank off a little bit easier. Now right here, my next item I'm gonna go for is the Duskblade, of course. Duskblade's gonna give me a lot of burst damage. And that's really all you're looking for. Duskblade on Wukong is going to be ridiculous. Your damage, like your just straight up burst is going to be insane combined with the electrocute proc. And just, yeah, you'll see later on as well. Now right here, you just need to make sure that you keep your clear going. I saw the Wukong, I saw the Nocturne around bot side. So I might either look for a top gank here. Yep, exactly. Look at that damage though. So I might look, what I was trying to say was I might look for a top gank here because Jax is kind of pushed and the Garen most likely told me I didn't have wards, because also, if he had wards, he probably would have spotted me and would not have run back. I think he was just gonna ward when I killed him. But yeah, I saw Wukong around bot side still, so I might have also tried to go for the invade, but I saw the Jax running top lane. I think he was about to ward here. Let's look at Jax for a little bit. Yeah, he was looking to ward right there, I think. Yep, walking the brush to ward. I was there at the right time, and as you see, I just straight up one-shot Jax from that health. I used my ultimate there mainly because I didn't want Jax to put up his like E or like Q away on like a war jump or some shit, because I didn't have flash to chase him and I didn't want to risk that. Because Nocturne was about bot side, I figured I could just do his red buff still. That was my initial goal, but then Jax walked straight towards me, so that's why I killed him. And then I pick up his red buff here as well, which is really nice. And then I was looking for the kill on Nocturne here, which is a little bit risky because that was also coming. And since I noticed that he was missing from mid lane, I just decided to move to the side and leave that situation. Then Jax pushed up a little too far again, tried to fight the Garen. Garen baited him quite nicely, and we just get the kill on Jax there too. So right now I'm 303, which is very, very good. And we are able to pick up the first turret on top lane right here, because the Nocturne was spotted bot lane just now, and the only one that could really be here is the Zed. And really, let's be honest, Zed's not really going to do much. As you can see right here, he's right there. I kill him. The only unfortunate part was that the Jax was right there as well, and he actually killed me. But honestly, I'll take that trade, because right now I believe I have enough for my Duskblade off that trade. There we go, gets the Duskblade. And another Longsword. And as soon as you get to this moment in the game, this is where you just, like, where Wukong just loses everything, man. This shit, not loses everything, one-shots everyone. Like, the power he has just becomes ridiculous. Look at this. Boom, one-shot the Jinx, pretty much. As you see right there, Draven didn't get the assist, so you can only imagine how much damage I did to that guy. Like, just look at this one more time. This is with Duskblade, also the Nami thing, of course. So what I did right there was the auto attack, like the E into the auto attack into the Q, which then procs my my Duskblade effect, of course, but then also the third Q will proc my Electrocute, so her health just got destroyed. I think I 95%'d her, and then I wanted to ult right after, just to make sure that, like, I could get her. Also, to potentially chase the Thresh and knock him up for a next following kill, but that didn't really happen in that situation. Alright, here, just go back to clearing your jungle camps. You need to make sure that you keep the clear going. This is why you have Tiamat, this is why the item is so good, because if you don't have Tiamat, your jungle clear is going to take a significant hit. And with that, your CS counts and just gold income is going to take a significant hit, and that's not something you want. So as you can see with the Tiamat right here, I clear pretty quickly. I am level 10 and I have 90 CS at 12 minutes, or 13 minutes rather, on the jungler, which is definitely good. Alright, just keeping my jungle clear up. I am sitting on a good 1100 gold right now. I think I'll back soon to get my mobility boots. I like to pick these up still at this point, because it's just going to allow you to like roam around the map a little faster. And also with your W, you're going to be able to close a lot more distance and invisibility. And then I follow that up with, of course, the Blue Smite, just for extra burst damage, because that's all Wukong is about, is that burst damage. Now right here, I assumed the Nocturne was mid lane, so I got it right. He killed the Twisted Fate, and then I just come in from the side. And this is just what you do on Wukong from this moment in the game. You get that Duskblade, you get your mobility boots, and literally this is all you have to do for the rest of the game. You just find people, run at them with your W, invisibility, mobility boots, you walk towards them, and you literally delete them in one hit. So right now, Nocturne just disappeared, and I'm now looking for the next target, which is Zed. Now my Duskblade item is still active. There's no cooldown on it yet, so I will be able to see when I'm on a ward, like right on top of a ward, and that is just another added perk from Duskblade, which you can use as soon as the item procs. You know you got spotted. If the item doesn't proc, then you can just keep walking, and you know there is no wards there. So right here, I know the red buff respawn. I wanted to get that. I killed the Nocturne just now. Nocturne is still dead, so you can easily just pick up that red buff. And right after, I just figured might as well kill the Zed, so the same type of thing applies, even though he did see me right here. Yeah. He did see me right there, so that kind of fucked it up for me, but generally, they shouldn't be able to see you coming, and they shouldn't be able to react like this guy did. But even still, I still one-shot him, even though, like, his ultimate kind of fucked up my combo, because as you can see right here, I did get the auto attack off, I did get the smite off and all that, but because he ulted me, I couldn't get my last Q off to really kind of kill him, or I couldn't really Q ult or anything. Right here, the mistake I made, though, is not using my ultimate. Because if I just straight up, like, I wanted to keep it, I thought I would just be fine with hitting him one more time. But I gave Zed too much time to actually kill me. As you can see, this is why, like, you need to be a little bit greedy with your ultimate, but not too greedy with your ultimate. Right here, you see the combo. I proc the Electrocute and everything. And right here, I should have just started ulting. Because then as soon as he gets out, he'll be knocked up instantly. And then that way, you can just knock him up, turn off your ultimate, and just hit him with a Q. And that way, I could have killed him before he could have done enough damage to kill me. So that's the trick against Zed, or like any champion that kind of jumps on you. Just make sure you ult as fast as possible, because that's just going to knock him up, guaranteed. And there's nothing they can do at that point anymore. Alright, here I'm dead for like 22 seconds. No, something I do want to do right here is go back to the bottom side of my jungle to keep clearing going. No, actually, I do pick up my jungle item. Wait, I didn't go back to the bot side? What's going on? Oh, get my revenge on the Zed right there. I think I ran top lane because the Garen was in some sort of trouble, yeah. Well, trouble, I say that as he kills Jax, but I was running towards the Garen to be able to help him potentially if a Nocturne were to dive on him. And right here, this is just straight up Wukong. You just put your clone in a vision range. You start cloning when they don't see you. And then TF just walks up to Zed, picks a gold card, stuns the Zed, and I just jump on him. E, auto attack, Q, Tiamat proc, and he's gone. Also the Electrocute proc there and my Duskblade proc there, which just straight combo, and he's just a one-shot straight up. Currently 8-2 and 3, pretty much snowballing this game out of control from all the plays I've been making. And yeah. Now, again, making sure that I keep my clear going, which is very important. And also why you have that Tiamat. If you, didn't want to keep your jungle clear going as fast as you possibly could with, as you can see, I have 120 CS compared to Nocturne's 110. And he is supposed to be the better jungle clearer than me. Sure, I do have a slight lead on him. I say slight, 6 kills, but yeah. I'm still ahead in CS of him because of the Tiamat. And right there, another great example of why Wukong is disgusting. And why you should definitely try to pick him up and play him. Because right now he does so much damage. Look at this shit. Alright, so I just walk on him. I didn't even clone. I just walk on him, auto attack him, get the Duskblade proc on that auto attack, get the Q, get the Electrocute proc, and then here I ulted, which was not necessary, but honestly, I kind of underestimated my damage. I thought I would do a lot less than I actually did to that Nocturne, and he just straight died. So, yeah. Right there, I just keep my ultimate on, honestly, to just hit the camp, because I might as well use the rest of the duration of the ultimate to just get the camp a little bit faster. And right here, I just walk away. Now, I'm kind of just looking for my next target whilst pushing in mid lane, because the TF went bot lane, so I need to make sure that I get the wave that's free right there that I can pick up. Another nice bonus effect from Duskblade, by the way, is if you walk past pink wards on Wukong, or just any melee champion really, just walk up to the pink ward, auto attack it once, and it's gone. Doesn't require all those extra auto attacks, which is very nice. Alright, here, same type of concept applies. I just put my clone in the brush. I just go on Jinx, E, auto attack Q, burst the Jinx, and then walk away. Now, I walk away here because I have everything on cooldown. I do not want to fight a max HP Zed that still has his ultimate. However, Zed does make the mistake of actually going for the support, which means that I just completely delete him again. Now, my health bar is over top of Zed's one, so you're gonna have to look to the side on the right here to see how fast he actually dropped. I'll go back and show you. It's the same combo again that applies here. So E, auto attack Q, and then I just run away. Right here, Zed just goes over the wall, goes for the Nami. And look at the right here with his HP bar. I hit him, E, auto attack Q. He loses all of his HP pretty much instantly. And then he, I believe, started ulting, so he survived a little bit longer. And then TF shows up, and Belief just takes the kill. At this point, I was looking to just give some kills away, because I have 10 kills. I could have easily just auto-attacked the guy one more time and gotten a kill, most likely. But you need to give your team something, or else you're going to get in a very sticky situation. So I gave the TF the kill there to just make sure that they will be useful as well. They get some kills, they get some more gold. I already have 10 kills. I'm already massively ahead in snowballing. That's a very big thing to remember. If you are in this type of situation where you're just pretty much solo carrying the game, which I am doing right now, by just snowballing everything completely and putting enough pressure down on the Nocturne and just every lane in general, make sure to give kills away. Make sure to give something to your laners so they actually might be able to keep that lead that you just gave them. Alright, there, same concept applies. Just push W. He won't be able to do anything on me until he spots me, but then it's already too late because I can just E on top of him, auto attack, Q, and potentially Tiamat proc if he spell shields your E, so you still get the Electrocute proc. Right there, perfect example of why Wukong is ridiculous right now, and you should definitely try him. Same concept applies. Kill the ward with your Duskblade in one auto attack, and then right here you just pop your W. With the mobility boots effect, you have a lot of room to just walk. You E. Wait, I EQ'd? Where's my auto attack, dude? I'm actually bad. You should E auto attack Q, then ult. Even E auto attack Q probably would have killed the Zed, but I just straight one-shot him without even getting help from Twisted Fate. I have 12 kills. I am currently sitting on nearly 3,000 gold, which is going to be the next power item, and pretty much your next insane power spike. The Storm Razors. Your initial auto attack that you do with E auto attack Q is going to be guaranteed to crit. So that combined with the Duskblade proc is literally going to delete, as you just witnessed. I'll show you this in a little bit less speed than I just did. So I figured the Nocturne would be probably on his red buff right now. See him right here. I don't know why he flashed on the red buff, but hey. E, auto attack Q, and with the crit guaranteed from Storm Razors and the Duskblade proc, you're literally deleting people completely. Now, same thing here. Right there, again, just this is what you need to make sure that you keep doing as Wukong. If you're like looking to snowball, get these kills and then get the kills in the right places to get the objectives as well. So right here is a massive wave top lane. And I kind of want to make sure I could potentially pressure the turret. Now this Zed, the Jax does show up here, but the Zed is in a very vulnerable position. I flash on top of him, I E auto attack Q him, which is chunks like 99% of his HP bar, then I just press ultimate. The reason I press that instead of just pressing like Tiamat or something like that is because Jax has his E up, and he could Q on top of me or anything like that. My ultimate's gonna knock him up, which means that I will be able to avoid that. Now again here, Storm Razor proc for a guaranteed crit into another Q, and then he just dies as well. Now there, TF just shows up, and then we stun cast Jinx, and I just one-shot Jinx. I mean, honestly, at this point, game's over, because Wukong snowballs like an actual like monster. And this is what I mean, pick up kills in the right situation. I made that play happen around this top side whilst our wave was already pushed in. So then I could just pick up this inhibitor at this point, and there we go. Now there, I do go a little bit too hard, I admit. But yeah, sometimes it's gotta have some fun, I suppose. That could be considered a massive throw though, and this is not played on like the highest of elos. This is like Diamond 4, so if you... For me, it's not high. For you guys, it might be a lot higher, but if you are really tryharding, try to avoid those unnecessary deaths, because, as you just witnessed, I gave 950 gold to Zed, and that is a lot of money. Like, he could literally straight up buy, like, nearly a serrated Dirk with that. Like, that's the amount of money that gives. It's straight up pickaxe, everything. So, if you are snowballing like this, be very careful to not just int those kills away. If you are not, like... Don't risk it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to say. Because with this type of lead, if you are snowballing, which is gonna happen on Wukong very easily, since this champ can just snowball so well, make sure you don't die unnecessarily. Now right here, at this point, I sold my Tiamat to get more armor penetration out of my... just from getting a Lost Whisper. At this point in the game, you don't really need your Tiamat anymore. It's literally just there to help you clear your camps. And that's about it. After all that, you don't really need the Tiamat for anything else anymore, because... You already have plenty of damage to kill your camps, and that was the only reason you had it. But that Tiamat did give me 185 CS at like 20 minutes, which is not bad at all for a jungler. And right there, I just committed suicide. I think I was like starting to go in troll mode here to see just how hard I could one-shot people. Not the smartest of moves, but yeah. I think I honestly at this point made the call. We have 3 inhibitors. We might as well just Baron and walk it down. We could probably just walk it down straight up, but honestly, they can't do anything against the Baron. Might as well guarantee it. When doing Baron on Wukong, or just anything in general on Wukong, you want to make sure that you use your clone to tank as much damage for you as possible. That's also why you go E level 1 and then W level 2. To make sure you prevent as much damage as possible you take from your jungle camps. Because on a buff camp, Wukong's clone tanks, I believe, 2, maybe 3 hits, but I think it was 2 hits. And just, it tanks a lot of damage. It can easily tank like your entire Raptor camp whilst doing it on all that type of stuff. So it's very important that you keep that in mind whilst clearing your jungle to use your clone. Because else you're going to lose way too much health. And that's not going to be good for your early pressure ganks. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Wukong guide, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more guides from me in the future, make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have champion requests for guides as well, make sure to put them in the comments below. I read all my comments and I try to respond to most of them. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Bye!